Over the last couple of days, we've been working on creating a PowerShell script to automate stopping of QlikSense services. Today, let's wrap up the script by adding a functionality to handle errors if they come up. To enable error handling, we'll be using PowerShell's try-catch block. If you're not familiar with it, the try block is essentially a space where we write a script that we want to be monitored for errors. And the catch block is a space where we write a script that we want to run only when errors occurs inside the try block. Here's an example from the final script to give you an idea of what that will look like. We'll have the script to stop QlikSense services wrapped in the try block. These are the commands that we want to monitor for errors. Then at the bottom here, we'll have the catch block where we specify what the script should do if an error occurs during stopping of the services. In this case, we want to capture the details of the error, like the date and the time and the error message, and log those details to a file for future references. Plus, we'll display the error in the console. Now, if the script runs and there won't be any errors as the services are being stopped, then the catch block simply will not run. That's the idea. So let's bring up the script from yesterday and add error handling to it. The first step is to wrap the script we want to monitor for errors in the try block, like this. Simple as that. Although there is a slight catch here. Let's see where it is. So let's add the catch block and add a simple write host command that will output a message to the console, something like this. And up here in the try block, I'll change service names to some names that don't exist. If I try to run this script now, since these services don't exist, PowerShell will throw errors, but the script in the catch block will not be triggered. Let's see that in action. I'll launch PowerShell as an admin, navigate to the directory where the script is located, type the name of the script file, and hit enter to run it. Notice that it's throwing a bunch of errors, all essentially saying that it couldn't find the services we told it to stop. But the error something went wrong message, the one from the catch block, is not here. Meaning even though the script encountered errors, the catch block wasn't triggered, which seems odd. This is happening because the catch block is only triggered when PowerShell encounters something called terminating errors. And the errors we've seen evidently are not terminating. So let's make these errors terminating. The stop service command comes with this ErrorAction parameter that we can set to stop, meaning if PowerShell encounters an error while stopping the services, the ErrorAction stop parameter tells PowerShell to stop or terminate the script, and that will trigger the catch block and the script inside it. I'll save the file and try running it again. There you go. Notice that this time it tried stopping the services, couldn't find the services we told it to stop, so the catch block was triggered and this error something went wrong message was generated. Great. So now that we have set up the try block to monitor for errors, let's specify what we want to do when errors occur. More specifically, let's have the catch block log these errors to a file. Let's start by creating a handful of variables that will store error information. Here are the 3 variables that will hold error details. The first one will hold the date and time when error occurred. Then I'll have the error title, something like failed to stop QlikSense services. Clear, specific, easy to understand. And lastly, we'll store the error message that PowerShell generates into this error message variable. Now this $_ is an object, which is kind of like a table where error details will be available. The actual error message will be inside this exception.message property. And this here is similar to the $ expansion in QlikSense. In here, we use $ expansion to get the error message that PowerShell stores inside this $_ object in the exception.message property, and we store it in the error message variable. Lastly, let's combine all the error details into a single error log variable. We'll have the error time followed by error title, and then on a new line, that's what this backtick n means, it adds a new line. On the new line, we'll log the error message. Here's an example of what that will look like. We'll have error time, title, and on the new line, the error message. Okay, so we got the error details. The last step is to log them to a file. And to do that, we'll need this line. We'll take the error message and pass it to the out file command. And we tell out file command to save the error details to this log file, which in my case will be saved in the logs folder that's inside the scripts folder, this one. Make sure that whichever directory you choose to save your logs to already exists. If it doesn't, the out file command won't be able to save the log files. Okay, so that's done. Let's save the script and try running it to make sure it will generate the log file. And it did, but notice that the console just ran and stopped. No errors, no confirmations, like nothing happened. That's a bit confusing. Let's fix that. Back in the script file, let's add this line. This will output the error message to the console so we can have some visual confirmation that an error has occurred. Let's see that in action. I'll save the file and run it again. There you go. We now have an error message visible in the console and a log file generated. That's much better. Okay, so now that we know that error handling is working well, let's fix the service names and try running the script again to make sure that it runs fine and doesn't generate logs when the script runs successfully. And there you go. The script ran without issues, and because it didn't run into any errors, the catch block wasn't triggered, and no log files were generated, just like we wanted. Okay, so that was a lot, but now you have a script that you can use to stop QlikSense services in the right order, specify whether the repository database service should be stopped or not, and error logging functionality built. That's good progress. Let's end it here and resume tomorrow by building a script that we'll use to start QlikSense services. I'll see you then.